So this is Chapter 2 Homework Learning Quiz. Remember, kind of got things flipped. We will work you through the quiz first to give you sort of an overview of all of Chapter 2. And once you do it, you will be able to do the quiz that is in your particular setup as well. Remember, numbers may be different, so don't just copy what I got because your numbers might be different. The idea is that you understand how to do each of these types of questions. So Faith categorized her spending for this month into 4 categories: rent, food, fun, and other. The amount she spent in each category pictured here. What percent of her total spending did she spend on fun? Okay, so to be able to calculate that, we just need to know the total that was spent. And see, it doesn't give it, sometimes they give it to us up here. But we're going to have to add all of these together. So let's go ahead and do it this way. 378 plus 472 plus 567 plus 283 give us a total of 1,700. And that will be our denominator for a percentage. That she spent on fun was 283. So if we do this division, we'll get a decimal, turn it to a percent, we'll multiply it by 100. So 283 divided by 1,700. Multiplied by 100. Got a fraction, but it should be 16.64, round to the nearest whole percent. I guess we're going to have to go with 17%. We'll check the answer, and that is correct. Okay. So for question 2, the plot above shows the number of computers a store sold the first 4 days of the week. How many computers did they sell to all together these 4 days? 1, 2, 3, 4. So for this, we need to know the total. There was 3 here. Like if we come over here, that looks like 10. Let's see, this looks like 8. And this looks like it must be 9. So we add those all together. And let's just clear this out. Well, I guess 18 plus 9 would be 27 plus 3 is 30. Of course, you could also plug that into the calculator, but yes, we got that one right. Okay, so mostly how to read bar graphs and such. Okay. We're given a few fill in the blanks here. 130 adults with gum disease were asked the number of times per week they used to floss before their diagnosis. And so number of times a week, some did 0. There was 23 that did that. There's a relative frequency here. Just remember the cumulative frequency is going to add things together. So the very first one's always this 23 is the total for right here. And then the next one, you can see the 35 was 23 plus the 12 will give you the 35. Let's see here, a relative frequency. So to get a relative frequency, we've got to take the frequency itself for this measurement here, the 21, and divide by the total number that we've gotten. And they sampled 130 adults. We see that there, so there should be 130 total for the frequency. Also, the cumulative is 130, so we know that. So we're going to take, for this one, 21 divided by 130, and that will give us our value. So about 16%. They want for 4 decimal places. So we can put in 0.1615, round it to 4 decimal places. Okay, and then for this one, what's left? Well, you could see that cumulative here was 110, and whenever we added this, we ended up at 130. So then we must have had to add 20. 110 plus 20 gives us 130. So that must be the additional that was right there. This I'm going to go with 20. Again, we just took it, take the difference between these two, because that's what it was. So 130 minus 110 gives us the 20. You could have also added all these and said, okay, there's supposed to be 130. What's missing? 20. And that's sort of what this cumulative gives us. So we've got the table completed. What is the cumulative relative frequency for flossing 7 times per week? 7 times per week. Cumulative is 130. As a percent, though, that'd be 130 divided by 130 times 100. That's 100%. But, you know, had they asked for 5 weeks, you would take the 93 divided by the 130 times 100. So round to 2 decimal places, I guess we better go 0.00. So they'll ask different ones for different places and go there. We've got it all correct. Question 4, let's just peek ahead. That's the last one. During one shift, the express lane clerk recorded how many times customers violated the 10 items or less rule for his lane. In particular, he recorded how many times over the limit each violator placed on the conveyor belt. This data is summarized in the histogram below. Note the last class actually represents 7 or more items, not just 7. Okay, okay. What is the frequency of times the limit was exceeded by at least 5 items? Okay, so first of all, we got to identify where is at least 5 items, 3 to 4.5, 4.5 to 5.5. So 5 would be here in the middle. So this is 5 right here. So that many times, at least 5. So there's 5 or 6 or 7 or more. Okay, so we could add all these up. It looks like these are, there's 2, so halfway would be 1. So this is looks like 15 people had 5 items. This one is 8 people, and this one is 5. We're in this category. Let's see. They don't tell us how many total there are, so we actually have to go figure this out. What is the frequency? Oh, no, we don't have to do a relative frequency, just the frequency. Frequency of times the limit was exceeded by at least 5. So we just add these 3 together. 15 and 5 is 20 plus 8, so 28 times. Now, if they wanted the relative frequency, we would have also had to figure out how much the total people he counted and then divide by that. But since they just want the frequency, there was 28 times people came through with either 5, 6, or 7 or more. Yeah, more than 5, at least 5 items over the 10 item limit. I mean, you could expect 1 item. People are going to sneak that in. 11, not a big deal. But these other ones, definitely going over it. Okay, so that was that one. Again, this one's on being able to read frequency charts, histograms, work with frequency charts, tables, I guess is what they're called. Bar charts, this last one, since they're connected, are called histograms. And then the first one, pie charts. So multiple things, which you will see in the homework. So let me know if you have any questions on anything else. Work through them, and good luck as you go.